Hey everybody, welcome to What's New in School for August 4th, 2026. My name is Sean Tierney. It's Tuesday, and I'm heading out this week to go visit some family, and we'll be out next week as well. So I wanted to bring you a new episode of everything that's new and happening over at the Automation School. I just added over an hour more of lessons just today, so I'm excited to share that with you. So let's go over to the website. Oh, I do want to start, though, mentioning that I still have openings for my CompactLogix hands-on course, September 22nd through the 25th. If you sign up before September 1st, you save $300, or your company, if your company's paying, saves $300. I don't think you'll find 4 days of CompactLogix training anywhere else in the world for $1,700. So I think it's a really good deal. And I have 8 different I/O racks that if you get through all the lessons you can work on. I also have 2 different types of simulated factories that you can also work on if you get through all of that on day 4, if you still want to do stuff. And if you want to do some Factory Talk View or Panel View Plus or, messaging the PLC 5s and Slick 500s, I got all that set up as well. So in any case, I guaranteed you're not going to run out of stuff to do here in our electronic playground back there in the Learning Center. But in any case, so I did want to mention that. But what I wanted to talk to you right now was about the couple of updates I did, first of all. So if you want to see the training room right down here at theautomationschool.com, you can see how it's laid out now with all the distributed I/O and all of the different setups. And then over here, I recently did an update on digital twins. So if you're in any of my classes that use the digital twin, that's pretty much CompactLogix, ControlLogix, Micro 800, S7. It doesn't work with the old stuff. It doesn't work with the PLC 5, 6500 MicroLogix. But in any case, that digital twin has been updated. You do have to fill the form in again to get the new update, but it's completely free. I give it to my students completely free. And like I updated the application simulator, that free program I give you, I updated this not only to move some things around, but also originally the auxiliary contacts weren't coming on when the motor started, so I wanted to fix that as well. And I also talk about there's like over 20 free digital twins you can download right from their website as well to work on. I have all those loaded here in the classroom for people who come in and want to play with them. But in any case, what I really wanted to talk to you about is what's new with the 2026 courses I'm filming. Whenever I'm not recording a podcast or doing the things you got to do to keep a business going, I am recording new lessons for these courses with the goal, of course, of completing them all in 2026. But in any case, let me pull them up in a certain order here, and let's go to the first one. And so if you buy my Compact Basics course, or if you've ever bought my Compact Basics course, you get this course for free. You're not paying anything extra for the 2026. And if you happen to buy the 2026 course, you get the Legacy course at no additional charge. So the standard edition is $99. That does not come with this early access yet. It will come with it, but it doesn't come with it today. It's just a lot of extra stuff I have to do in the background to do that. So it's really the level 1 and 2 people who have access to this new course. And I wanted to show you some of the lessons I have in here. So, of course, we have all the beginning lessons talking about the software and the hardware and all that. Of course, anything that has an asterisk you can skip. But if we come down here, some of the new ones I've done is a new history of PLCs. I've done a detailed presentation on the 5370, 5380, and 5390, and I used some open source presentations from the vendor that I give to you. I edited them quite a bit, but I still give them to you. I get them for free, so I give them to you guys for free. And then, of course, I did an updated how to use Rockwell's website, and then I do a deep dive on all the manuals and documentation that I recommend you have on your computer. And it's not just a lesson. If you look down here, I give you links to every one of those manuals and docs, so you can go and download them all. And of course, I ask folks, hey, if you find a link that's broken, just let me know, because I'll try to fix it, or I'll put a cached copy up there. And of course, you can see the 5370, 5380, and 5390. I know the 5390 is not out, but I'm pretty excited about it. I've talked to some folks at Rockwell about it, and we did a preview of it, so I included it in the course. Now, over on the ControlLogix, again, if you're in ControlLogix, my PAC Basics Level 1 and 2, you're going to get this. You have access to this today, completely free. And level 1 people will get it in the future. Same thing there. I did the 5370, 5380, 5390. I also did a very long manuals and documentation. I say long, 10 to 12 minutes, but I go through like all the important things that you need to know. I show you where the wiring diagrams are. I show you where the mounting dimensions. I've seen a lot of people mount these products incorrectly, so I cover that. I cover the wiring, sinking and sourcing wiring, differential versus single-ended. So I show you all the places in the books that are important, and why you want to have these books on your hard drives, because, sometimes you don't have good internet service, right? So in any case, from there, let's go over to the Micro 800. Now, the Micro 800, I'm in a very similar state of completion with that as well. You can see here, you've got the Micro. I did a lesson on the Micro 810, 830, 850. Those were the original first three Micros that came out. And then I did a second one on the 820 and 870. Those were like the next two that came out. And then I did a new wrap-up lesson on what we're calling the LX0E controllers, right? I actually purchased the new L20E because that was the last one that came out. So it's the newest one, and it's a great affordable starter pack. I cover that in less than 102, but it's a great affordable starter pack at $250. And I just think it's nice to have, to be able to cover the new stuff as well as the original stuff. So all of that is in there now. I haven't finished the literature lesson on this one. I actually filmed it. I just got to edit it, and I'm looking at the clock. It's not going to happen today, so I have to do it when I get back. But in any case, if you're in Micro, my Nano Basics level 1 and 2, you get all that. It's another couple hours worth of videos that you have access to, filmed in 2026. And I took a lot of care to make sure all the information is up to date. Some of the information that comes out when a product's launching and then when it actually comes out is different. So I really tried to find what was the real status there. But in any case, now CompactLogix, right? So this is going to be for people who are in PLC Basics Extended Edition. Instead of giving PLC Basics students another PLC Basics, you don't need the basics twice. I decided to give you guys the new CompactLogix course because in PLC Basics, I'm really using the CompactLogix. And so a lot of things I want to talk about in this one. First of all, Rockwell recently changed their website that make you have to add a formal company to download the free RSLogix MicroStar Lite. Now, if you run into any problems with that, we do have on that lesson where I walk you through how to download the software. Because they just made that change, I haven't updated that lesson yet, but I have added a link, a cached copy of the download software. So if you go through the procedure and you just can't get it to work, and I've been talking to people over on Reddit, they've had problems with it, there is a cached copy for your students. I've pinged Rockwell about this saying, hey, you got to make this as easy as CCW. We'll see what they say. I don't know if they'll agree with me on that or not. But in any case, I do have a cache copy for you students up there, so you don't have to worry about getting RSLogix MicroStar Lite, Emulate 500, and all those little free utilities until Rockwell gets their website fixed. But I did want to say on the Micro, and it was kind of fun going through this, is I've created, just uploaded a bunch of lessons here on the CompactLogix. One was kind of like a family overview where I go through each controller, and then I, just kind of look at them as a complete family and how they differ. And it was a lot of research. This stuff is, 20 years old or 30 years old, actually, the CompactLogix 1000. And so a lot of this stuff, it's really was a refresher for me to get all this stuff and look at it again and put it all together. And some of the Rockwell slides were incorrect. Some of the information was incorrect, and I had to go through and change it. So I have a CompactLogix family lesson that kind of goes through the family, and then I do a deep dive in the 1000, 1200, and this one is mislabeled. That should say 1500, not 1400. I have not filmed the 1100 and 1400. I got to go through the slide deck one more time. It's kind of time consuming, but I do want to say this. You get, just like what I said with the ControlLogix and CompactLogix, these slides, and the same thing with the Micro 800. The slide decks on each lesson you can download. They're completely free of charge, even though I put a lot of work into changing the original Rockwell ones that I got for free, that they gave out for free. I put a lot of work and effort to it, but I want you guys to have it for you, like your little, you have a folder there of information, training information. So you guys get all the documents for free. And I just see I have a typo there in that one, so I'll have to fix that. Now, when it comes to the PLC 5 and Slick 500, I am working on those. I haven't gotten as far as I have with the other ones. I haven't done the filmed the literature one. I do have the presentations. I'm actually taught a lot of Slick 500 and PLC 5s here in person lately. And when I get back from vacation, I'm doing another class for a bottling company and then another one for a paper mill. and they wanted PLC 5s as part of the curriculum. And so I have, if you guys watch that other video I pointed out, you will see that that curriculum. I've got all the equipment set up, and I've been teaching people how to do block transfers and remote I/O, and what a trip down memory lane. But now when it comes to this, like I don't do the old M files trick. We use the BTWs and BTRs. That old M file code, when that first came out back in the 90s, man, that was not fun. Not as bad as interchange, but not that fun. So anyways, these guys don't have the new lessons. They're I have all the literature picked out. I have all the presentations done for the SLIG 500 and PLC 5. I'm just going to get it filmed this week. But I don't actually let you buy this if you don't already have it yet, because it's a work in progress. There's no old version I can give you, so I didn't want people to buy this and be like, I had somebody buy it. They're like, hey, where's all the lessons? I'm like, it's in early access. And they're like, well, I need all the information right now. Well, so that's why I don't let people buy it anymore. I won't really, make the purchase button available. I don't think it's available. I won't make the purchase button available until we have a lot more meat on the course. But in any case, so I did want to cover that with you guys. And again, if you have a group of people you need to enroll in the online courses, just contact me directly. All my information is at the top of the site. Don't forget to check out the digital twin update and the hands-on training if you're interested in that. Again, the sale ends September 1st. So if you can book before September 1st, we can do up to 8 people. I know we have a couple of spots sold, so please tell your manager to lock you in. We're only 1 hour out of Albany, New York. And there's a bunch of, if you go over here to in-person hands-on, right up here at the top, there is a bunch of hotels there. And I got pictures of the room, how it's set up. And then I have the information about the labs you get to do. I'm adding tons of labs and hardware over time. But in any case, you can see the facility, what it looks like. And this is how it was set up previously. The new setup is at the top. The one hotel I didn't add, the last group of students, some of them stayed over at the Best Western. They said it was decent, So, I got the Holiday Inn, I get the Embassy Suites. I get the Hilton Garden Inn. I got the, most of the, major ones. What else is there? Courtyard by Marriott. Did have somebody stay at the hotel on North Street, which was very interesting because that's kind of like a traditional old-fashioned hotel. I've never stayed there because, of course, I live here. But in any case, I just wanted to share and all the things you can do. The last a couple guys from the last class went up to the top of Mount Greylock. We also have the Norman Rockwell Museum too. So just a lot of fun stuff to do up here in the Berkshires if you come out. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this this edition of What's New in School. I'm heading out, but I'm still going to be checking my email every day, and checking the site for questions. I had somebody recently ask a question, and I try to answer questions every day on the site. So I'll still be, even though I'm traveling, I'm still going to do my best to get on the site and answer your questions and your pre-sales questions that come into me through the forums and through email. So in any case, I just want to wish you all good health and happiness. Thank you for being a student at the Automation School. And until next time, my friends, peace.